Permanent Waves was a joy to me. We were in Canada, you know, our families were close. That's when we discovered the studio, and the songs just came together. I mean, it was just boom, boom, boom.
Okay, the new album. There are a number of new things on this album, new approaches to the album. Tell me what's new about it.
You tell them.
Basically, its newness derives from experiments that I guess we've conducted over the last couple of albums through Hemispheres and Farewell to Kings. We were experimenting with a lot of new instruments and sounds and rhythmic approaches and so on. This time, we found ways to put all those directions into a single stream, and consequently, I think the album probably has a more direct feel to it.
The whole music industry is going primitive, new wave, minimal, rock and roll. Do you care?
Some bands have gone back to basics kind of thing, but those are the bands that can't do anything but play basics. But all the really interesting new wave bands seem to be developing and progressing into more interesting styles.
Who do you listen to at home?
All kinds of people. Recently, the Talking Heads on the turntable a lot.
The Police.
Police.
I was a huge fan of the Police and Ultravox and all these new English bands. I loved them. It became a part of our sensibility. Permanent Wave still had a couple of longer songs on it, but The Spirit of Radio was the emblematic song of that period. And the mix of sounds in it, the approach, electronic music and reggae, that's all the stuff I was listening to.
For the words of the prophets were written on the studio wall.
I seem to have that knack of being able to use time signatures at will and yet make them feel seamless. If you're changing time signatures and your audience aren't really aware of it, then you've got something special.
Rush finds a real interesting way of sort of drawing a straight line through the song, whether it's melodically or rhythmically. When you put together the sound of the band being so recognized and their ability to make sure that there's a lifeline for people out there that can't quite tap their foot to an odd time signature, that makes what Rush does genius when it comes to still being able to be played on the radio.
We are secrets to each other. Each one's life a novel no one else has read. Even joined in bonds of love. We link to one another by such slender threads.
I think Permanent Waves was, in a way, the most important stepping stone, because just like Caress of Steels to 2112, there would be no Moving Pictures without Permanent Waves first.
As I define it, that's when we became us. I think Rush was born with Moving Pictures, really.
A Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
It represents so much that we learned up to that time about songwriting, about arrangement. That's when we brought our band identity together, too. How we like to play individually and as a band at the same time. Now, when I look back on those songs, I'm glad to say to people that I will never get tired of playing Tom Sawyer, because it's always difficult to play right, you know? And anytime I do play it right, I feel good. Suddenly, we were on the radio everywhere that summer. Our concert audience has doubled. You could just picture it in the high school halls. You going to see Rush? Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm going. You know, we were that band that year.
We were playing 120, 130 cities in America. We were going back to places where if we were a theater act at the start of that tour, by the end of that cycle, we'd gone back to those places and we were in the arena.
Their latest release, Moving Pictures, is #1 on Toronto's album charts, and they're close to selling out an unprecedented 3 nights at the full Maple Leaf Gardens. Here's a cut from Moving Pictures, platinum after only 4 weeks of release.